have left is problems that have multiple intersections. Grading. I need you to choose somebody for me. Where are the people coming up today?
It should be math.
Who did you choose? Oh, okay.
Get a math.
Okay, now, first of all, before we start the problem, I don't know if this is difficult or not, but I know in the past, some students have had trouble figuring out what's considered the top and the bottom. And I know it should be super obvious, but when you have a lot of curves, like the drastic curves, it can be kind of weird trying to tell which one is considered top and bottom. This is page 3, I think, of the notes in 8-4. 464, thank you.
Asking you for one.
If you are ever unsure what is considered top and bottom, the easiest way is to go to your section and just draw a vertical line. If you go to your section and draw a vertical line, then obviously the part that hits the top of the line is considered the top. The part that hits the bottom of the line is considered the bottom. Like, that's generally the easiest way for you to kind of reorient it, because just for whatever reason, I know I've had a lot of students in the past that have difficulties trying to figure out what's considered which equation. And it's not terrible right now. Shouldn't say terrible. As soon as we start moving to 3 dimensions, then I think it's the 3-dimensional part that really kind of messes with their brain. And you still have to try to be able to figure out top and bottom. Okay, so we've got a parabola. Let's see. This one is g of x. And we've got f of x. Who did we choose, Seth? You ready? Because you're taking over. What do we have to do? FYI, ease your anxiety. It does directly tell you. Good. So we have to figure out where they cross each other to be able to figure out the sections. That's what I was hoping you could go up there and do, and you can call anybody you want for help. You can whatever. And you got Rexy and Roxy. No, Rexy and Rory. See, I feel like I'm going to change the name to Roxy.
You're gonna have to send a lot of people.
I don't know. I feel like I kind of made up Rory anyway.
Get us that. Maybe you can see if anyone knows.
Well, but see, the person that I should say I didn't name her Rory. The person that bought it named her Rory.
Intersection 1.
Get their approval.
Do you know if there's another one?
Intersection 3.
Yeah, it's like dark green.
Oh, are you asking me something?
Oh, no. I just,
You're correct. That is exactly the parts we need to find. I guess it doesn't tell you how to find the intersection. Is that what you're trying to figure out?
yeah, I'm not sure how to find it using the equations.
Okay. He's looking for some help.
Did you set the 2 equations equal to each other?
Yep. So if you want to know where they cross, you basically just set them equal to each other and solve it. What on earth?
I suck at drawing whiteboards. Never really my strong suit.
As long as you can tell which one says squared and cubed, we're good.
What? It's fine.
Well, fine on anywhere but a test. Yep, basically put everything together, just like you're doing. Looks like x squared cancels out. This one was set up so that it would be relatively easy to solve them together. You're basically going to get 2 style of these questions. One, they'll be really easy to solve by hand. Or 2, they're so horrible to solve they are intended to be done on the calculator because you could never do it by hand. And that's generally what you're gonna see, is these are pretty much pre-set up and planned.
I cannot draw a 3. Jesus.
Is that supposed to be a 3?
Yes, I'm trying to like do it.
Oh, that's a 9, I thought it was a 4. Got it. Okay, so plus and minus 3.
This is a 9. Yeah, plus or minus. Horrible handwriting.
I agree, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be great for you to read it, but for anybody else that is reading it, is there something you want me to translate up there?
Can't see.
Oh, true. Dan, Owen, Prabhat, why is it the same people every time? Marvel? Why?
Is 0 also an option?
0 is one of the solutions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we wanted to know the x values for where they cross, because when we set up our integrals, we're gonna need a beginning x value and an ending x value.
Mhm.
So like our first piece is gonna go from x equals -3 to x equals 0. Our second piece is gonna go from x equals 0 to x equals +3, yeah, 3. Okay, excellent job, Seth. Do you wanna choose a person or a number or something?
Yeah, I can.
Wait. See, the same people get called on all the time because of this.
He's seeking revenge.
I
Right.
am actively.
It's
seeking
not like
revenge.
it's a bad idea, but
Retaliation is unfair in this circumstance.
no, that's definitely not true either.
Oh, is that
But it's the same people getting called on all the time.
equals 3? Yeah.
Yes, so it says 9 equals x squared, x equals plus and minus 3.
Yeah, horrible handwriting. I'm sorry.
My handwriting's starting to
That's
look
a
good now.
plus. Where's
My
the
handwriting's starting to
3?
look good now.
No, he didn't write a plus. Okay, give me a number.
My handwriting is awful.
That's a J.
Seth, give me a number. Quit
Seven.
dissing him up there.
7.
7. Tegan, you are the 7th one. Okay, so here's what we need to do. Or I should say, here's what your job is to do. Now that we have figured out this is -3, 0, and 3, even though we kind of knew it by looking at it, I was hoping you could set up the 2 different integrals that would find the answers. Now, I tried to make it slightly easier when I wrote top and bottom on the pieces. And we can give you some assistance if you want.
Yeah, I low key forget how to do that.
Okay, so if we're trying to find the area between the curves, we're gonna integrate from beginning to end the top equation minus the bottom equation. And luckily, the equations are written up there. You can bring somebody up if you want. Remember, we got the emotional support partner. She's looking for one, I can tell.
So writing the integral of that.
Yeah, basically write what would get us the answer to find the area. Do you want a minute to study what we did Friday first?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that would beg the question, that's definitely what you should do before we start our notes. I believe you are overthinking it by a lot.
Oh, yeah, I think I
I absolutely know you know how to do it.
So I just do.
Yeah,
Yes. You're gonna like integrate this. Yeah. Well, I didn't actually know that.
I know you know how to do it.
I think I was just over.
You got, okay, so if you have yours with you, I can scroll up enough, because you can look at the equations on your paper
So
then.
I was just. Is that 0 to 3?
So what numbers would go on the first piece? So we're gonna go from the -3
So
to 0. Yep,
Oh, and then the second one would be 0 to 3.
perfect. Yep.
Wait, why is the integral -3 to 0?
So if we're trying to find the area, if we're looking at that picture, it's got two separate sections, and the tops and the bottoms swap. So the first section goes from x equals -3 to x equals 0. That's what Seth found. Seth found where they cross. So the first piece is -3, 0, second one is 0 to 3. And they're separate integrals because they have different tops and bottoms. I don't know if it's, okay, I couldn't see the equation, so I didn't know what you were writing. You have the right idea,
Okay.
implemented wrong. So you were trying to kind of put the two, oh shoot. You were trying to put the two things together somewhat.
Uh-huh. Oh.
This is gonna be the first integral.
Oh.
So-
And the second one.
Correct. Like
So you don't do them separately, you do them all together.
you could do them separately, but most people don't. So this is the top equation, bottom equation. And then this whole integral. If it helps, I will label them. This whole integral we'll call section R, because frequently on the AP test, that's what they'll do, is they'll have this picture like here, and then they will say, find the region of R and S, like find the total area. So region R, we have to set up as its own integral. And they meet at -3 and 0, so that's why we put the -3 and 0 on the integral. And then you have to have the top function minus the bottom function for that piece only. Now, the second integral is going to be for section S. So I'll kind of,
How did you choose
wait, say it again? Oh, I made it up. Do you want a different letter? Okay. Frequently on the AP test, when they have pictures, they will just call this region R and region S, or just whatever letter they choose. The second integral is gonna be from 0 to 3, so section S. Section S starts at x equals 0, ends at x equals 3. Why did you guys come to class? You do work for other classes every day. Put your Chromebook away. We have nothing in the Chromebook right now. Marvel, you are also a serial offender at this point. I get you got a lot going on, but you can't, like, absolutely push away one class to get ready for another one. Go ahead.
For that first equation there, why is, so like, I get what you mean by top and bottom.
I didn't even pay attention to which one Tegan wrote as top
Oh,
and
they're
bottom.
flat.
Yeah. Is that what you were gonna ask?
Yeah.
As soon as you raised your hand about top and bottom, I didn't actually even look to see which one she had chosen. Did you just write the first one because it was the first equation?
I didn't think about the top and bottom.
Well, I thought it was gonna be fancy.
But why is it not top and bottom?
It's the top and bottom for the other region. So that should be 0 to 3 and then y. See that one equation is x cubed line and the other one is the square.
The parabola is g of x. And you should know that one is the parabola just because that's the squared when it's a U-shaped. And then the other equation is cubic, and it's cubic shape. So, I don't know if this is gonna help at all color coding it, but I figured it could first. So the purple one is f of x, the green one is g of x. For section R, we need to do the green one on top, the purple one on bottom, so it would be green minus purple. For region S, it's going to be purple minus green. So purple was the cubic, which was 14x plus x squared minus 2x cubed minus the bottom one, which is green, which is g of x. And then you can find them completely separate if you would like, or you can type it in your calculator all as one thing. Obviously, if you're doing it by hand, you're just gonna need to make sure to organize everything. But when you are done, okay, whatever. When you're done, you have to make sure it's all one answer. Okay, that went worse than I was expecting. What is? Oh, not blaming it. No, you were not doing it. Did you guys forget a lot what we did Friday before we started this? Okay, so originally it was because area under the curve was what we'd done up till now, but that only means the area between your graph and the x-axis. If you are asked to find the area between two curves, the way they work around that is you end up doing the upper equation minus the lower equation. This problem is more difficult because you've got separate tops and bottoms, like it switches halfway through the problem. And so we purposely went from x equals -3 to x equals 0 is section R. That's the first integral we write. The second integral, S, would be from 0 to +3. And then you just make sure that you write the correct top equation minus the bottom equation. I don't know, I'm not sure what else to say about that. I guess it's just helpful to know which parts of that is not throwing you off, but like there's probably details in there that are confusing. Sure. Correct, I realize that looks like a minus sign that was from something else. Correct, you would find the answer for R. This would be how much area the first piece was, this would be how much area the second piece was. Anybody actually type it all in yet? Exactly?
Yeah. 40.5 plus 40.5.
It does not shock me that they're symmetric because you've got a parabola and a cubic that are centered around 0. I don't know. I guess the parabola is not really centered at 0. Well, they don't. Did they come out the same?
I also got 81 exactly.
Actually, no, they should be the same size because we've got the same equations and the same numbers, just reversed.
Yeah. If it were different than 0 to 3 on both sides.
Yeah, I agree. The 0 to 3, I don't want to say it's coincidence, but
It works.
yep. Don't question it if it works. I was wanting you guys to try this one by yourself, but I'm thinking maybe we should try it together. Yeah?
Integrate those,
It's function equations up there, right?
Correct. So depending on what type of question it was, if it was non-calculator section, you would have to integrate them by hand. If it's a calculator section, then you would type it in. But they also frequently tell you to write the integral, but not evaluate it. So then that way, like on a free response, they can save time. They just want to know you know how to find the answer, but they don't want you to spend 10 minutes doing it on free response.
That's where you agree that we plug in like 0 and minus -3.
Correct. Yep. Should we do this one together, or have some of you already started it yourself?
Is that
Oh, wait, this side is.
Okay, that's fine.
If I go back,
Interesting
are we
trick.
not
I have my calculator and radius.
Yep. Yeah, they're attached to the assignment. Okay, who actually came up last? Tegan? Yeah, I don't think you guys calling anybody. You could just give me a number if you don't wanna call anybody. Jeez. Daniel? I feel like I need to revoke your Chromebook access, just to prevent you from using it. Okay, so I need you to help us start this problem. And no matter what number you give me to choose the next person, I think the next person knows who it is.
Define where they intersect.
Yes. Now, this one was slightly different because it just says find the area of one piece. Because they're trig functions and they're cyclical, you have multiple infinite number of sections created. But we are just going to create one section because they're all the same size. So which section did you want to pick?
This one.
Okay, I'm assuming that's what most people would pick. So we need to find those two intersection locations.
Yeah.
And it's where sine is equal to cosine.
Yeah. So yeah, then do I just like, what's this for? What's
Oh, you have to decide which one's F and G, apparently.
Okay.
I don't know why. I didn't even look at that part of the problem. Basically, it's just for you to decide what's top, bottom, whatever. Okay, so where is sine equal to cosine? And we are purposely looking in quadrants 1 and 2, it looks like?
Yeah.
No, 1 and 3. 1 and 3. Quadrant 1 is the first box, quadrant 2 is the second box.
Yeah.
So quadrant 1, wait, what did you write?
I'm pretty sure those are the two solutions.
Oh, does that say pi force?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
And 5 pi over 4.
Correct. So that is where they're equal to each other, is a 45-degree angle. Sine and cosine are the same. And so it's the 45-degree angle in quadrant 1 and 3.
Yeah.
wait, what's happening? Yeah, I'm a bit behind.
Well, why don't you watch it then?
I can't see.
My bad.
Oh, but he wasn't, all right. Let's pause. Let's give him a minute to catch up. But I didn't want you to do the bottom part.
Oh.
That's definitely Marvel. Okay, so Daniel decided that we are going to do that particular section, the first one shown. And that section, they intersect at pi force and 5 pi force. So that tells us that the integral we're going to do is from pi force to 5 pi force. Nope, you're perfect right there. You can just sit down and actually follow along, not with a Chromebook. Okay, we need some help figuring out what to write in the integral. And we can help you out if you want some help. But coming up. Prabhath. Do I have to like treat you guys like ninth graders and like ban phones and Chromebooks here? What? No, close your Chromebook.
I can do it. He's like, the punishment doesn't work for me.
I want you guys to learn how to focus on what you're doing.
I'm done with the question.
Quit trying to multitask everything. Okay, Marvel. We need to find the area between the two curves. We need to know which one is the upper function, which one is the lower function. Are you this far behind that you don't know what we're doing?
Kind of.
Then,
Is it sin of x? Is it sin of x?
how do we know which one's the top?
Like, is it like the top on here? The height?
No. Although I'm questioning while I'm even helping you if you're not gonna sort of follow along. This is the section we are focused on. The top function is the one that's at the top. So which one? So we have, yeah, you basically just have to figure out if it's sine or cosine on the top.
Is that,
It's gonna be sine because sine goes through 0, 0. So integral sine. Yep, minus. What's the bottom function?
cosine?
dx.
I didn't just integrate them.
It's not. It's literally just.
Wait, so that's all you have to do?
Negative cosine.
So like if it's like top.
Do you realize how frustrating it is to have the people that don't follow along have no idea what's going on?
Oh wait, only one section.
Okay.
My bad.
It's not like this is a terribly easy class to just like figure out on your own. I know you guys have had classes where you could ignore everything and still do okay. Wait, what are we stopping? Prabhath. Okay, come on up and finish for Marvel, please. So he did the integration. I can't, what did you write plus or minus in the middle there?
That was minus.
It's, yeah, it's supposed to be a minus.
This is a minus?
Yep. So negative cosine minus sine, and then you put a bar at the end. Okay, that works. You have to somehow signify what you are plugging into the function. Most people just put a bar at the end with the numbers, but that would work as well.
It's pi over 4 to the 5 minus 1.
You're wrong.
Oh, wow.
Should I get
You guys are-
decimal for this one?
That was very harsh.
Fractions.
So, oh, here, I'll scroll down, sorry. If the answer ends up being a square root, I'm assuming it's a decimal.
Okay.
But the exact answer will generally be a fraction of some sort, probably. Especially with trig. What do we? What are you writing?
Oh, I'm just reading up a pattern. I forget the values sometimes.
Yeah, no, I assumed that's what you're doing, but I wasn't following what you were writing. How did you learn it?
No, I was taught it.
Yeah, what are you writing up there? I was trying to
Oh,
turn,
this is just the, like the unit quadrant, or something like the unit circle.
like which one's positive, negative, or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yay.
He said, I don't want to get cold.
Someone?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I got 0. That's wrong. That's total. I got 2.828. That's
It seems
exactly
right.
Yeah, that's what I got.
No.
Did you do that just now?
Function, it's alpha F2.
Yeah, 2√2.
Alpha window. But that's exactly right.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's 4/√2, but that's the same thing.
That's what I got, actually.
Congratulations.
Go ahead.
What's the little
You can ignore that.
Oh, okay.
That was just Prabhath trying to remember which one is positive and negative.
Oh.
It worked.
Oh, do you want me to unerase that?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that, I mean, like, it was part of the problem, but it wasn't, he was just trying to do the calculations up on the board, you know, without anything in front of him.
I know, I need to get on that.
Okay, so, I'm trying to think of a nice way to say this, because I'm awfully close to just not being nice. One, put all your electronics away. I don't want to have to treat you like little kids, because you're not. Two, how long we gotta go on trigs before you guys realize you're gonna need to know it at some point? I'm assuming you guys are in this class because you're probably gonna major in something that requires calc. That's, for the most part, the only reason you take this class. Most people don't take this one just because, which I have had people do it. If you are going to require calc for your major, you need to know the trig values. You guys have pretty much been trying to push back all year on actually learning them. Which I will say you're better than you were at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year was real rough. But you've had 7-8 months to learn them. I mean, like, am I at the stage where I should let...
What was that?
Yeah. You gotta learn social cues. Am I at the stage where I need to test you guys on trig?
No.
Yes.
What?
Some of the points.
These would not be summative points. Or here's a thought. Follow along with class.
I like that.
It confuses me greatly that you guys are thinking of going into something that needs calc. And while you may enjoy it, because you enjoy math, right? You're like permanently pushing off part of it because you don't like it, which I kinda get. Except for the fact that it's your career. So it's like what's gonna actually make you money and like you're gonna live off it. So
Bless
even if you don't like it, if it's part of something you're gonna need, you need to do it. Okay, we have, yeah, go ahead. We have about 15 minutes left though. I don't wanna see any electronics out while you guys are working for the last 15 minutes. Go ahead though. 1 over root 2? That's the sign of, same thing. So root 2 over 2 is rationalized. I learned it as 1 over root 2, but I know in pre-calc you guys learned it as root 2 over 2. They're equivalent.